I've been expecting you. Hi guys! So today's video is a makeup tutorial on the look that I have on my face right now. And it's a very simple yet bold look. You can totally switch this lip color out for something that you feel more comfortable with. But I just wanted to do something a little bit like glowy, and I love a blue lip, so I had to include that. So if you want to see how I got this look, then please stay tuned. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, all linked down below. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start with is with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow, and this is in chocolate. And I'm also going to use this double-sided brush, and I got this brush sent to me from Crave Naturals, and I love it. It's super firm and perfect. So my eyebrows right now are like two-toned. They're like, because I bleached them to make them a little bit lighter, because my eyebrows are super dark, like my hair. They're like, it's super dark. So I just recently bleached them, and right now the darker hairs are growing back, so they just look a little bit crazy. But chocolate is always my preferred like shade because it's like the perfect brown. So yeah. So for my brows, I typically just line the bottom and then line the top, and then I just brush it through, and then typically that's how I fill in my eyebrows. I try not to go too heavy on actually filling them in, because I don't like my eyebrows to look super thick. And I did just pluck some hairs, so pardon the redness there. So I'm just gonna start with lining the bottom. And for this, I really just follow my natural shape. I do not try to go under. And what I love about the dip brow is that it helps me get my eyebrows filled in so quickly. So for the front, I don't actually, like the front of my brow, I don't actually like really brush it in. I just like lightly try to get some color in there so it could look more natural. And that's basically it. If I see that it's just not up to par, then I'll go back and touch it up. Another thing is I don't try to make the line like super perfect, because I do go around them and clean it up with foundation or concealer. And I also like the way messy brows kind of look. Not like super messy, but sort of messy, because then it just appears more natural that way and it doesn't look super harsh. So to clean up my brows, I'm gonna be using this like flat brush. I love this brush because it's like super straight, so it helps me get like the perfect line under my brow and around my brow in general, so I love it. And I'm going to be using my Cover FX foundation in the shade G50. This is the Total Cover Cream Foundation. It is super full coverage, but I'm going to use this to just clean around my brows. And this is my foundation shade, so it's not really going to highlight under my brow just yet. I always feel like this step can always make you or break you, because if you mess this line up, it's like all your hard work goes to waste. And then I just blend. After I'm done with that, I just give them one more brush through, and now they're officially done. So to prime my eyes, I'm going to be using my Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, and this is in the original. I am looking to get another eyeshadow primer. I have the NYX one, but I'm not like too crazy about that one. So I think I'm just gonna stick to Urban Decay and probably just get it in like the shade Eden, because I love that one. I've tried it before. Or do you guys think Too Faced might be better? So I'm just gonna put a little bit on my lid. So as you can see, this eyeshadow primer does set to a kind of like translucent primer. It has like no shade to it whatsoever. After I apply my eyeshadow base, I'm gonna set my eyes with the Sephora foundation. This is the powder foundation, and this is in the shade Medium 30. And this is just gonna help me blend my eyeshadows better. The primer potion is actually a little bit tacky, so if I set it, then it's gonna give me a great powder base so that my eyeshadows will blend seamlessly. So now to start with my shadow colors, I'm gonna go in with this fluffy blending brush, and this brush is from Beige Cosmetics, but I ordered it off of Amazon, and it's my favorite blending brush ever. It's the perfect blending brush if you don't want something that's like too defined, but it diffuses the color perfectly. So I love this blending brush. So the first shade that I'm gonna put in my crease is actually this L'Oreal True Match powder foundation, and this is in the color W8. I usually use this to bronze up my face, but I love to apply this in my crease also to start with a great crease color and transition color. And I'm not gonna define my crease, I'm just gonna apply this as a kind of a base color for my crease. So after I have my transition color applied, I'm gonna move on to the actual lid color. For this look, I like to have the lid bright. I'm gonna start with my Naked Smoky palette, and I'm gonna start with the shade 13. I'm gonna use a flat eyeshadow brush to pack this color on my lid. This is just a matte white shadow. As I mentioned, this is a very simple eye look, and it's definitely one of my go-to eye looks if I'm not looking to do anything drastic. This has no additional product, I'm just blending out the harsh lines. I'm then gonna take a more tapered blending brush. This one is also from BH Cosmetics, but I got it from a brush set from the actual site. And this one is gonna help me define my crease a bit more and kind of deepen it a little more. I'm gonna use the color Whiskey, also from my Naked Smoky palette. It's the perfect matte brown, I love it. Seriously, seriously. And to define my crease a little bit more, I'm just gonna look down into the mirror so I can see exactly where my crease is. And once I look up, it's gonna be like magic. It's gonna be completely defined. See, so awesome. Also, I'm not bringing Whiskey into the inner part of my eye because I want to keep this color kind of on the outer crease, but still like defining my crease. So after I've deepened my crease, now I'm just gonna go back in with the fluffy brush and I'm just gonna blend all of that together. And I'm just gonna blend on top of the colors also to kind of blend all of the harsh lines. My cheeks got so rosy. Must be all of these lights. So rosy. What is going on? You guys are making me blush. So now that I got my crease to where I want it to be, for right now, I'm gonna go into my Smashbox Art Love Color Masterclass palette. I'm gonna use the color Alabaster, which is this color right here. It's a matte cream shade, and I'm just gonna put that on the lid on top of the shade 13. And I'm using the same flat shader brush that I used before. I'm also gonna use a little bit of this shade right here. That shade is called Glow. It's actually a highlighter for your cheeks, but I'm gonna use that like right in the center of my lid. I'm also gonna use this to highlight my brow bone. And I'm just gonna take my fluffy brush. Okay, so now that the shadows is all pretty much to my liking for now, I'm gonna add my winged liner, and I'm gonna use my Kat Von D tattoo liner, and this is in the shade Trooper. Now I'm just gonna add a little bit of mascara, and this one is by Gallany, and it is in the shade Private Jet Black. I'm only gonna add some mascara to my top lash to prep them for falsies because I will be applying some later on. So I'm gonna be coming back to the eyes later on. Right now I'm just gonna get started on my face. For primer, I'm gonna be using my Nivea Men Post Shave Balm, and it's sensitive. I really love this stuff as a primer and a moisturizer, and especially because it helps out your skin. Yeah, if you haven't tried this as a primer or moisturizer, I suggest you try it because it's amazing. And a little bit goes a long way with this product, so you cannot go wrong. You can find it at your local drugstore in the men's shaving section, I think. You really just want to work it into your skin until it gets a little bit tacky, and then you know that your skin is nice and prepped and ready for your foundation. For foundation today, I'm going to be using my L'Oreal True Match foundation, and this is in the shade W6 Sun Beige, and I absolutely love this foundation. It is my favorite drugstore foundation. I haven't found another one that's better as of yet. So I'll definitely let you guys know if I do. So I'm just gonna dot this all over my face. And I'm using my Real Technique sponge to blend this all out. I'm avoiding my under eye area because the less product you have there, the less creasing. So I'm just gonna leave that for the concealer later on. So now that that is all blended out, I actually want a little bit of a fuller coverage. Typically this is fine for like an everyday glam kind of situation, but right now for this look, I do like to have like a full face of makeup, and I like to have a full coverage. So I'm gonna actually take my Cover FX Total Cover Cream Foundation in the shade G50, and I'm just gonna take this on my sponge and then just dab it around my face. I'm not applying too much of this foundation, just in certain areas. So as I said, I'm not really applying too much of this foundation. I just want a little bit more coverage, not too much. Okay, so now that I am happy with my coverage, I'm gonna go into concealer. And I'm using my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and this is in the shade Medium Dark Warm. I really love how lightweight and full coverage this concealer is. This is one of those concealers that you can actually wear with no other makeup on, and it will look totally fine. So I love that about this concealer also. And now I'm just gonna blend that out with my Real Technique sponge. To set my under eye concealer and the rest of my face, I'm gonna use my Sephora powder foundation, and this is in the shade Medium 30. I do like to use a powder foundation to set my under eye concealer and my full face because it adds more coverage and it just makes it look like a blank canvas. Like it just evens out everything, so it's like perfect. To set under my eyes, I'm gonna be using this Beige Cosmetics brush. It's like a small powder brush, and I'm just gonna lightly dust some powder foundation under there. And for the rest of my face, I'm gonna use this large buffing brush from Beige Cosmetics also. And I don't know if you guys can see, but using a powder foundation really just evens out everything. So before I move on to the rest of my face, I'm actually gonna move back into my eyes, and I do wanna define my crease a little bit more and just make that brown a little bit more prominent. So I'm gonna take the same Whiskey shade from my Naked Smoky palette, and I'm just gonna work that into the crease. So now I'm going to be adding some falsies, and these are the Posh lashes by Kiss. And I'm just applying that with the regular Duo Lash Adhesive. And by the way, all the products that I'm using will be listed in the description box below, so be sure to check that out. And I personally just apply my lash with my fingers. I just feel like I have so much more control that way. I cannot do it with the tweezer, like it just gets in the way for me. And now for the lower lash line, all I'm going to be doing is using this really small tapered blending brush and the L'Oreal foundation in W8, the L'Oreal powder foundation in W8, and I'm just going to run that on my lower lash line really lightly. Now I'm just going to add some mascara to my lower lashes, and I'm using the same Gallany mascara. So now that my eyes are done, I'm going to move on to bronzing up my face a little bit, and to do that I'm going to be using this angled brush by BH Cosmetics as well, and I'm going to be using that L'Oreal powder foundation in W8. So I'm really just hitting all the places that I would naturally contour, but I'm not actually defining my contour. I'm just adding some color back into my face. And I love using a powder foundation for this because it's so natural, because it's supposed to be a foundation. Well, it is a foundation, so it makes it look super, super natural. So if you haven't tried this trick, totally should. I'm just like lightly contouring my nose. I'm not too crazy about contouring my nose because I like my nose the way it is. So I just like lightly brush some bronzer on the sides of it. So to further deepen my contour, I'm going to be using my Real Techniques contour brush. And I'm going to be using my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm going to use the shade Shadowplay. So for this particular look, I don't like to use any blush. I just like a deep contour and a lot of highlight. So I'm going to start highlighting my face with Anastasia Beverly Hills So Hollywood. And I'm going to be using this fan brush by Shany Cosmetics. I'm also going to take this highlighter and apply it to the inner corners of my eyes. To double up on my highlighter, even though I don't really have to because So Hollywood does its job, I'm going to use Laura Geller Gilded Honey, and this is a Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator, and these two together are the bomb. I love them together. So I'm just going to apply this like right over wherever I applied the So Hollywood. Now typically like I would just apply like the highlighter on my nose with the fan brush because I just like the complete glow it gives it. I don't do the whole like just the tip of the nose. And now for the star of the show, which is the lips, I'm actually going to use this LA Colors eyeliner pencil, and it is in the shade P610 Electric Blue. And I'm going to use this as if it were a regular lip liner slash lipstick. I just love how vibrant this blue is, and the formula of the pencil is amazing. I get so excited when I have this lip color on. Just makes me feel so good. Just to set this lip color a little bit, because it is a creamy pencil, I'm gonna take this color Azure, which is this blue color right here. It's not the same shade, so I'm not gonna use a lot of it. I'm just gonna use like very little. And this is from the Smashbox Masterclass palette. And I'm just gonna take that on my finger and pat it on my lip. So that blue is a little bit darker than the actual pencil color, so that's why I wanted to keep it to a minimum when applying it. So now that my whole face is done, I am going to set that using my Mario Badescu setting spray. This is actually the rose water spray, and I love this. It's actually my favorite setting spray. I have to say, it's my favorite setting spray. I actually use this when I have no makeup on, and it gives my skin such a glowy look. It's amazing. And it's only $7, so hello. So this is the completed look. As I mentioned before, you can totally switch this lip color out to something that you're more comfortable with. Please let me know in the comments down below, what do you think and what makeup looks you guys want to see next? And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. And please don't forget to check out my other videos. I upload videos twice a week. I have evolution videos, makeup tutorials, hack videos. So check them all out and let me know what you think. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.